Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on a horse garage system. Now what's great about this, guys, is actually the 4th version, and there's been tons of improvements with this kind of design. Now I wanted to have it in such a way that you can actually see all the horses right in front of you with no problem. The great thing is the redstone behind this is extremely simple and compact for what it's worth. And you could also expand this to as many horses as you want with no issue. I mean, you can literally add the same repeated style right next to it and continue forward. Before we get into all that, let me show you how this works. Now over here, guys, like I said previously, you got a full visual of all the horses you have. Now, once you want to make a selection, all you have to do is hit the button right on top. The horse is going to come right out, pop out with ease, and that same minecart is going to return to its original spot. And all you have to do, guys, is jump on and you're good to go. Now, once you want to put it back, you're going to go past that pressure plate, go right inside this kind of fence setup so that the horse doesn't move. Select which minecart you want to pick, and it'll pick it up and put it right back to its original spot. But it's really that simple. I mean, it's a great way to keep organized with your horses, and it's a perfect setup. Now, guys, occasionally this might happen, which is kind of weird. I can't really go around it, but I'm going to show you what's up. Once you get on the horse, and say for example you go right back in, right, to put it back and you want to return it, sometimes a minecart might actually miss the entire horse completely. But it doesn't mean the system is messed up. It's that sometimes the horse moves in such a way that it kind of prevents it from getting picked up. So all you have to do is kind of nudge it in just a little bit, hit that same button, and it will work just as smooth. So if that ever happens to you guys, I don't want you to think the system is messed up, it's not working. It's just the horse moves in such a way that it kind of bypasses that. Anyway, guys, I want you to pause the video and have this set up before you even start the build, okay? I will be putting things in the description as far as how many items you need, etc. Alright. Now at this point, guys, we're going to start all the way on the left-hand side. And we're going to count about 4 blocks in. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one, you're going to place a dropper facing forward. Then you're going to leave a gap and place another dropper, and you're going to do this 8 times. Now, if you want less horses or more horses, that's kind of what you base the number on. So if you want 10 horses, put 10 droppers in the same pattern. Or if you want less, you kind of get the gist. Now, once you've done that, guys, you're going to place another dropper sideways, like so. Perfect. Then on this side, guys, you're going to place a dropper going towards the back. So I'm going to be facing the back end of this whole design. Then you're going to place a hopper going forward, okay, towards that dropper that we first placed, you see? And you're going to do that to each one. Now what we're creating here is what's called a T flip-flop. And what that does is once it's activated, it creates a solid signal. And once it's activated again, it actually turns off that signal. Something similar to a lever. Now right over here next to the dropper, you're going to go 1 down. And in that bottom dropper right there, you're going to place 1 piece of dirt. And you can do it to this one as well. See? You're going to make sure you do it to each dropper like so, the way I'm doing it. You see where it's lined up? And make sure you put it there, otherwise it's going to mess up the system. Now, once you've done that, right behind it, you're going to place 1 piece of redstone dust, like so, in the same exact pattern. Then, you're going to place a comparator right there, lined up with the redstone dust, like so. You kind of see the same repetition. You see what I'm doing? Fantastic. Now in front of that comparator, you're going to place 1 block. And in front of that block, well, on the side of those blocks, you're going to place a repeater going forward, like so. See, they all have to be going towards that direction, towards the blue. And in front of the block, like I said previously, you're going to place a redstone dust in front of it. Perfect. Now from that redstone dust, you're going to place another block. And on the side of it, right there on the side of each block, you're going to place a redstone torch. Then you're going to place a block right on top of the redstone torch, like so. And again, you're going to repeat the same thing. Place a torch in front of those blocks as well. Fantastic. Then you're going to place your last blocks right on top of each redstone torch. So in a way, you kind of have this nice checker pattern with the redstone torches. But don't worry guys, there's a method to the madness. Now on top of that, right there in that redstone dust, you're going to place a block right on top of it. Fantastic. And right behind the guys, you're going to place a half slab behind each block. Alright, now once you've done that guys, this is very important. You're going to place some half slabs, make sure it's half slabs, right there all the way to about 1 block outwards from that dropper. So right here as well, just extend that from one side all the way down to the other. Perfect. Now on that solid block, you're going to place a rail detector. Make sure it's a rail detector, okay guys? Then you're going to place a power rail, and you're going to create this exact pattern so that it's at an angle. So place 2 rails, delete the first one, kind of repeat that to each one. Then you can go back and forth with the rails and, well, the power rails and the regular rails to create this pattern. Fantastic. Now once you've done that to each one, you're then going to place a redstone torch in between, because you got to make sure that all the rails are powered. Now if they curve, that's fine. If they don't worry about it. We're going to fix that, and I'm going to explain more in depth how that works. Now in between these rails that we place in the back, well in the front, we're going to place a lever. We're going to activate it so that all those rails are activated. We got to make sure that every power rail is turned on. Now at this point guys, we're going to place a block right on top of those blocks with the comparators going forward. Perfect, you see? And we're going to place some blocks right here. We're going to place one there and there, delete the one in the back, and you're going to repeat that same exact pattern to each one. Okay? Perfect, that's what I'm talking. That's exactly how you're supposed to set it up so you can really, one, save on redstone and really utilize the system. It's going to all make sense eventually. Now, you probably see those rails are going to act a bit funny depending on how you place a redstone. But not to worry guys, I'm going to show you exactly the same way, well the correct way to set up, so you won't have any headaches with this. Now this last one guys, you can delete those 2 blocks because you're not going to need it for the last one. But for these rails here, they're going to make a difference depending on direction. Now once you place a redstone torch here, it's going to curve towards this direction, you see? And you want it to curve in that direction, towards the blue. Okay, you want all these rails to curve in the blue, and depending on what direction you're facing, north, south, east, or west, is going to determine whether you need it on or you just need to place a regular redstone dust there to keep it off. You see? And trust me guys, that will affect the design. So make sure to either place it on or off as long as they curve in that direction, okay? That's very important guys. Please do not mess that up. Otherwise it's going to throw the entire system off. Alright, now let's go over here on the side here guys. You're going to place 2 sticky pistons. And then 1 sticky piston facing upwards. And you can use a block to represent the floor. Then you're going to delete those 2 blocks like so. Now once you've done that guys, you're going to go right over here. You're going to go 1 block to the right. And place a block right there. And right across guys, you're going to place a straight line of power rails. Then you go 1, 2, and on the third one, you're going to place a dropper. And 2 hoppers right behind it. going forward. Then you're going to place a piece of sand right there, and you're going to delete these 2 blocks like so, because that's where you're going to place your cactus. And of course a block on top of it. Then you're going to place a power rail right on top, and you're going to make sure this is activated as well, because you want to make sure these rails are all powered. So you're going to place a lever right there, and you're going to see that everything's going to turn on, which is perfect. It's exactly what you want. Now on top of that dropper, guys, you're going to place a dispenser. That's the only difference, okay? So you have a dropper, then a dispenser. Then you're going to place a block right there like so in that same pattern with a repeater going forward on 2 ticks. Right behind it, you're going to place another block with a block right there and a redstone torch like so. And that's going to cause this perfect extension to go up and down with ease. Then from there, guys, you're going to place a straight line of redstone dust so you get parallel to the rails. Then you'll place 2 blocks right there like so. You're going to delete that redstone dust there. Place redstone dust underneath here. And a rail detector on top of it. That's going to activate that signal to cause that little gate to open. Then you can delete that, add a repeater going forward. And that's what's going to cause the minecart to drop straight down and have that smooth transition. So right now, add some blocks so you get parallel to the rest of the floor. Now right over here, guys, you're going to add a half slab there and connect it forward. 1, 2, 3. And this is where it gets a little interesting. Right over here, right before this block, you're going to add a half slab there. You're going to add a regular rail, a rail activator, and then a rail detector. And a straight line of power rails. You're going to add a regular rail right there. Getting a little tongue tied here. And we're going to start working on the front end here. Because once you add the redstone torch there, you can see how this opens up. Which will then fall here and then go straight to the cactus and right into this dropper dispenser setup. Which is fantastic. So you can see how everything's going to tie in together and work smoothly. Now you're going to add a comparator right there with a block in front of it. What we're going to create here is a small item elevator. Now you're going to place a repeater parallel to the block on 2 ticks with a block in front of it. Redstone dust there. And some redstone dust right there with a block right next to it, which is right behind the repeater. And as you see, guys, I'm going to toss one item in and you're going to see how quickly it shoots up, you see? And that dispenser is going to cause the minecart to reappear. Now you're going to place a block right there. And at this point, guys, we're going to start covering up this whole top end. Now once you get over here, guys, add a redstone lamp right there. And you're going to add a pressure plate right on top of it. And like I said previously, guys, you're just going to fill in this entire gap right in the front and make this one solid piece, you see? And starting from here, you're going to add 2 half slabs and the straight line of power rails. Then you're going to add a regular rail right there and 2 more power rails right behind it. Now to activate that rail, you're going to place a slab there with some torches. And you're going to place 2 half slabs like so, a block on top, delete that underneath. Add a repeater right there going forward so that once you add your redstone torch, like I said, they will all be curving towards the blue. You see? Make sure it's all curving towards that direction. Then you're going to place a block right there with your redstone torch on top to power the rest of the power rails. Now we did get a majority of the redstone done. Now we're going to start working on the outside. You're going to add 2 pieces of glass or anything transparent so it doesn't damage the horse. A half slab right there so that nothing can come inside. You're going to place some blocks on the side right over here. And over here, guys, you're going to add 2 pieces of glass and glass there with a half slab right on top. And starting from this point, guys, you're going to extend the glass all the way down till you pass the power rail right there, about 1 block out. And of course, repeat that right on top one more time. Then parallel to the rails, you're going to add a redstone lamp right on top of it. And you're going to add a redstone torch right behind it, like so. Now, once you add your trimmings around all that, I'm going to show you how to place the regular piston. So you're going to place the block in front of the torch with a regular piston facing downwards. And that's going to cause a bud switch to activate it. So add a block in front. And you're going to repeat the same pattern to each one and make sure you have this exact setup. And once you've done that, guys, you're going to place a regular minecart right inside. And the system is pretty much good to go at this point. Perfect. Now, all we have to do at this point, guys, is a few more little things to really hook it up. So what I would suggest now is redesign the whole front end to your likings. Really trim it up and make it look nice. Now, to add this front part here, you're going to add 2 fence right there. And like I said, guys, make sure you decorate the outside to your specific style. Now, there's going to be one slight modification, guys. We're going to go right here to the front to fix this just a little bit. You're going to delete that pressure plate, bring it back once, but in front of it, you're going to add a regular gate and then the pressure plate so that you could bring the horse in and get out with no problem. And there it is, guys. The design is complete and you're good to go. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to please leave a comment and to click that subscribe button if you want to join. Thank you.